I'm excited that once we finish this, we'll have Zone of Enders. We'll have
something else to do.
well, Zone of Enders will go by quick. Metal Gear Solid. We'll have. We've already finished recording.
I can probably get that game pretty quick if I wanted to.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
I figured we'd have fun. I figured there'd be things that you'd be like, hey, I want to do this. Like, if we can do it this way, do it this way. And then the other way would be like, if we can do it this way, like
do it that way.
Yeah, like save and be like, especially if you wanted to like be like, hey, this is the fight with the end.
I think I'm just gonna take him out regularly, because that's how you get his camo and his.
Well,
rifle.
I figured like if we saved right before that,
right.
Like went and did the end fight and did like the little cheat method and did like, oh, he died, and then you go back and do it. Just show it, because like I've never seen that. Like that is I missed out on MGS.
It's nothing. It's nothing spectacular. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I figured you'd probably get through that game quickly, but you might also want to be like, hey, there's this really cool thing you can do over here. I want you to shoot a couple characters in the dick.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Because you get to watch him walk down the stream holding the dicks.
Oh shit, that's right.
That's why I was like, yeah,
I think the ones that are most disturbing to me are the ones who like either you break their neck or you stab them in the neck, because like if you stab them in the neck, it's like
blood just keeps flowing,
spraying, and if you break their neck, their head's just like barely hanging on.
But yeah, no, I figured we'd have fun with that, because like Zone of the Enders I can get through kind of easily. I might try to do the hard run, which is there's a point where you can fight the final transformation of yourself earlier in the game.
Okay. Is that like an end boss?
It's like a secret boss. Like it's like a boss rush in the game.
Oh.
And then you fight yourself. But it's yourself at the end of the game, and I don't want to spoil that away for anyone who has never seen it, because like I love mecha. I love giant fighting robots.
Is that your favorite like anime? Genre? Would you say?
I would say fantasy actually.
Okay.
But like if we're gonna watch anything else, I like Full Metal Panic is fucking fantastic.
What is that?
A little bit more of a realistic, but still Gundam-esque. It's just set more in modern times.
Okay, so it's okay. Gotcha.
That one's really good. I like Gundam. I've talked about that enough.
Yeah, you have.
Zone of the Enders, which is Kojima's crack at it, is absolutely fantastic. It's a little bit more super.
What do you mean?
You have realistic mecha, and then you have super, which is like
wrong way.
super mecha is like
Sounds awesome.
Well, it's like, oh hey, this is I can make my robot fight, like really fight, not.
Is like direct control over it?
Yeah,
oh,
like Iron Blood Orphans, when I showed you the one scene where he picks up the giant sword, like in a traditional Gundam that would not happen.
Okay.
Because
hang on, everybody, I'm coming.
Because like that just doesn't make sense. It would never work that way.
Okay.
And Gundam has like some of that and some of the other ones. Like it does a really good mix where it's like, obviously this person's more special than the others, so he's able to do things like this. Which is one of the reasons I like Thunderbolt, which is the series I gave you. They're in space. So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
So it's like the Gundams aren't built to look like it's like that would that could never land on a planet. It's not supposed to, guys.
Yeah. It's just like purely offense and defense.
Yeah, it's
not like
it's just like crank it out.
It's not supposed to look good.
And I've really enjoyed like they've actually changed the way the characters are done in that series. Typically
Thunderbolt or Gundam?
In Thunderbolt.
Oh, okay.
The main character for the Gundam side is always what's called a new type, which means he has some psychic kinetic properties where he's like, oh, I can feel my Gundam in the world around me, and it makes me connected to people, and it makes me a prissy little bitch.
Gay.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the pilot for the Zaku, or on the Xeon side, is always
bad guys.
Yeah, 50-50.
Space Nazis.
Think of it more like World War I, rather than space Nazis. There's in the original series of Gundam, there was a guy who was named Char, and he flew the red Zaku, and they called him Red Comet. Yeah. But in the one you're reading, the main character, E.O. Fleming, is a fucking like ace pilot. Like he's just a very good Gundam pilot. And the guy that he's playing against, who he just keeps calling Peg Leg, and I lost his name. Yeah. He's there. They're trying to make new types out of him by like taking his arm so he can plug directly in and fire his nerves directly into it. So he has all the movement that he wants.
The cost of arms and legs.
Yeah, it's like literally what the cost of war is for him. And
okay, all right.
I really
little on the nose when you say it like that.
Oh yeah, no, and it's also one of those things where people treat him differently. And it's like when soldiers come back and they're missing legs and they can't work or something, they're treated differently. It's like, oh, they sacrificed a lot. Thank you for... But no, we're not going to do anything for you to help you out.
Exactly.
Thank you for your sacrifice. That was your job.
Go fuck yourself.
And it's very on the nose in the later ones, too. Even EO, when he comes back, he has some mad PTSD and shit.
Well, I would, too, if I went around space killing people in a giant fucking... Oh, look, this is the end.
Yeah.
A giant robot.
But yeah, so that one's it's a little bit more real, not as much Super, whereas Super would always be like, oh no, like I can make my robot do flips and jump kicks.
Oh,
and
okay, yeah.
It fucking knows martial arts like I do, like.
Because that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's the major difference there. But yeah, no, that's what I've really begun to enjoy. So I do enjoy that. I'm right now watching Black Clover, that anime. I know a lot of people don't like it. It's like Naruto, Bleach, Fairy Tail.
Is it very, like, shonen?
It's very shonen.
I hate that shit.
The only thing I don't like about it is the main character yells.
Like, all the time?
All the time.
For no reason?
Like, you know how Naruto would yell?
Right.
But he could talk.
For a reason?
But
he was like a battle cry, less than, like, just yelling for no reason?
He would yell for no reason at points, especially early in the series.
Oh yeah, he was a bitch.
This one...
What the fuck is going on?
The main character always yells.
Why?
Like, he'll be talking and he always yells.
Because?
I think it's just poor writing and what have you on that part.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't like it for that, and I agree, like, I find that so annoying. Like, I hate the fact that he yells, but I've watched it, and I'm still watching it, and I'm like, this
could work.
It's very shonen, but it's good.
Okay.
Like, it's... I'll just spoil some of it. Like, that's
fine.
In all shonen, it's always the main character who's weaker than everyone else in this ability, right?
Right, yeah.
So in this one, he's like, I have none of that ability. So it's almost like Rock Lee for Naruto.
Okay.
And like Rock Lee, he's like but he's very physically strong. He goes, I will make up with it. And he gets a really awesome sword, and it's a giant sword and a fucking badass. And he sits there and he's got this sword that does things, but you see him out there practicing with the sword to get better with the sword. And the character's never like, I'm gonna practice really hard, and I'm gonna be just as good as you. Wait till I prove my ninja way. He's like, I'm gonna be the king of wizards. I'm gonna be the wizard king.
The Wizard King.
Because obviously.
That's an awesome name.
Yeah, I know, right? Because obviously, it's like, you have no magic, and he's like, I don't fucking care. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna be awesome, and I'm gonna do it. And
I'm
people
gonna be the non-magical king of wizards. Go fuck yourself.
But every time he meets like other people who are like I'm really bad. I can't control my magic. And he's looking at him like, your magic is so cool. And they're like, but I can't control it. He goes, okay, so you have to practice some more. But it's so cool. Yeah. And they're like, why are you like this? Because I don't have that.
I don't have it.
Like, you guys don't understand. Like, you're like, oh, I'm so weak, or I can't do this as well because of X, Y, and Z. But you have this, and I don't. And I still think it's really cool that you can. And I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, you're not just like, I'm going to be better than you one day. It's like, I don't have that. But I have this. I'm going to be fucking really good with this. And I'm like, okay. And I've watched it. Like,
What's it called?
Black Clover. It's on Hulu. Gotcha. I've devoured the fuck out of it. I'm almost caught up to like the most. And everyone was making fun of me, like, why are you watching that drawl? And I'm like, because it's really good.
I think this is the last mission. With any degree of luck.
Uh-oh. I like how... So, is it supposed to look like that helmet was retched off? Or is it supposed to be like that, like, clamps and eats him? And then, like, shapes his face?
Well, with the original, when it was still like a skull, that was the tongue of the neck part.
Yeah.
That was still there, but it was smoother.
Okay.
But the armor... excuse me. Like... It took the form of a beast of darkness.
Okay.
So that's why it's like wolf-like and teeth and all that shit.
That makes sense. Have you seen Devilman on Netflix yet?
What is that?
It's called Devilman Crybaby.
That sounds weird.
It's gratuitous.
Okay.
Like sex and violence.
Okay.
For like the first half.
Uh-huh.
And then like episode 4 hits, because I think it's only 10 episodes long.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh, by the way, like, here was all the gratuitousness.
Here's the story.
And it was like, this is establishing stuff. You don't know why yet, but it does need to be there. And you're like, okay, I'll bite. And then you watch episode 4 and you're like, I'm gonna finish this. And you finish it, and it's like, hey, you know that heart that you have that's now breaking?
Right.
We're gonna rip it out of you too.
Oh, damn.
It is so good. If anyone out there has not watched Devilman Crybaby yet on Netflix, It's 10 episodes, 5 hours of your life. It's worth it. You won't want that time back, but you'll be glad that you spent it.
Huh.
Oh god, I fucking devoured that shit. Devoured it.
Now, I don't have emotions. Will that affect me in the same way that it might have affected you?
I read a lot, so I find myself very emotional some days, which sucks ass. Because I'll just be like, I'll be watching something, I'll be watching a show, and I will literally start crying. I'll be playing a game, and like a character will die, I'll be like, I actually really liked that character. He was a good character in this game. I'm gonna miss him. And then I realize, like, people are like, oh yeah, blah, blah, this person, I never want to see you again. I don't feel a thing. Like, I'm so emotionally dead in real life, and you put a fictional character in front of me, and I'm like, I've spent so much time with you. I've invested time in you, like, reading this book.
Right.
So are they back in, like, is this the land of the Crusaders?
I think it's just like a really big port city.
Okay.
Where they're amassing an army to fight. Or a navy, rather. To fight.
Is Guts trying to join that navy?
No, he's just trying to get a ship to the,
Elfhelm.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like Guts would suck in the navy.
Why? Because he's big?
That armor.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like, I can defeat you. And it'd be like, you know how you have that cannon on your arm? Yeah. I'm gonna shoot it at the ground beneath of you and watch you just fall. Like, dude, I'm sorry. I need to win. That is how I would be like, I'm gonna run to water. Come fight me, Guts. Take off the armor, or... That would be fantastic. There was something else. Oh. You want a funny piece of, I've done this like 4 people now. A funny piece of knowledge that you're never going to use in the future?
Sure.
Alright. You've heard the term swashbuckling, right?
Yes.
What do you think of when you think of swashbuckling?
Pirates.
Okay. Funny story? Not at all.
Okay.
It's from French. It's a French and English archetype for like Three Musketeers, Count de Monte Cristo.
Well, yeah, I think
and
like
people,
the thing like that too. I mean, like,
but most people go like swashbuckling, like Orlando Bloom, fucking Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
And actually, has nothing to do with that unless he's being redeemed and he's going on a trip on land with his 3 amigos.
Right.
Yeah, I learned that the other day. We were talking about swaths of land. Then we came up to swashbuckling and swathbuckling because I was like, oh, would swathbuckling be what it is on land? Since swash is obviously
no,
for...
that's just swashbuckling with a lisp.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, oh, well, I learned something. Like I said.
Oh, shit. Oh.